Hi, you're watching Business Data Science course, episode number 6, and the last one. So this episode is about data because data, as in data science, is very important. And for data science to do any data science, you need to have data and a lot of that. The more, the better. So how to acquire the data? Uh, if you're already working at the large enterprise, you probably have a lot of data, but sometimes you also need to enrich your data with something more specific because you don't have that on board and you need to go out and search for that data. So how do you do that? And especially if you're running a startup, then probably you don't have any data at all, because if you're just starting, then for example, if you're running just your e-commerce shop, you have data for the past couple of months, last year, and this is not much. You have just couple thousands of transactions and nothing is really going on. You can basically manually go through everything you have. So how do you acquire data? So right now we're living in this fantastic digital world where everything almost is online. One of the sources is of course social media. So both Facebook, LinkedIn gives you different statistics, especially if you're running ads, you can see all the statistics. This is great to start with. This is basically free data. Another thing that you need to do a little bit work is Twitter and API of Twitter. So you need to connect to Twitter and then start downloading or buy data directly from Twitter. Twitter also sells data, and that is great because if you're looking for a particular hashtag, particular information about particular event, that's the best source. Then we go into APIs for different services, different companies, and that really depends on your industry. So for example, I'm a fan of Crunchbase. Crunchbase is a repository of information about businesses, and there's an easy to use API from which you can start acquiring information about the industry that you're interested in, about competitors, about who's doing what kind of businesses are growing, what kind of revenue they're getting, those kind of stuff. And basically right now in every kind of business, you will get this API to connect to and download some information. Then you can acquire data from different sources depending on your industry, because for example in real estate in many countries you can just buy databases of purchase histories, because that's a public data and you can access that if you have the proper license. So that's the thing you can buy. There are many things like that where you can buy. You can also buy surveys from survey companies. That's also something that's very valuable, especially if they're doing that on the web for your target audience. So that's how you can acquire. If you're hiring data scientists, then the thing to think about is scraping and crawling, which means that you're building a robot who go through the particular websites to download the information for you. That might be financial news, that might be information about a given country, economy, about a particular event, or you just want to monitor social media because you want to build a robot who's going through different hashtags on different social platforms and scrape the information for you. So scraping in this context means monitoring and downloading information for your later use. That's a very important technique because that can greatly enhance and enrich your data that you're using. Sometimes it's also very crucial because, for example, if you're doing marketing and you already localized your groups, your target audience, divided them into marketing groups, then you probably need to know a little bit more about those groups. And the best thing to do is do that online. So scraping information from different websites about the behavior of those groups, trying to put that in one place in order to make better predictions and better recommendations for what kind of products they might buy. This is a little bit more involved, but it's also very useful, and it goes well with this whole narrative that we've been doing through this whole course, which means that we're trying to group our clients with similarities into the same groups. Then we're trying to build a recommendation system for them, and in the end, if you want to make even better recommendation system, then scraping the information from the web to enrich your data and then have better groups is the best thing you can do. So this is about acquiring data. Then there are different ways to process the data, but this is more on the coding side, so I won't go into this course. We should talk about visualization on the end note. Basically, what you can expect from a data scientist is that he will give you a report and give you a nice presentation in the form of a graph of different data and of different outcomes that are coming from this data. So this is really important because, of course, you probably need to have a visual form to see similarities, see what's going where, and Python and other languages which are used for data science, they allow that to be done very quickly, very effectively. So this is something you should expect and not worry about. There are like really many methods for data scientists to present to you nice results in the form of a graph, in the form of a report, on the web, or in whatever format you want that to have. And thanks to also stuff like dimensionality reduction, about which we talked in the previous episodes, you can have that on like a nice map and see everything, how it is correlated with each other. So basically this is it for this course. I wanted to do something really fast, quick, that you can end up watching in like just 1 hour or even below that. Because I think that there's still this knowledge gap in trying, when you're a business person, when you have this business background and trying to access knowledge about data science, machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, whatever you name, there are just many courses which assume that you will code, that you will know statistics, mathematics, and you will learn everything like that, and are not really concerned with real-world examples, how you can use this knowledge in particular problems. So I'm really passionate about data science. I love doing research in machine learning, but the thing is that I love also applying that in real world, and I love talking about how you can apply that in the real world. This is what I do basically at ulam.ai, my company. So advising different companies, advising different businesses on how they can harness machine learning, artificial intelligence, so that they can build something fantastic, so that they can grow and develop. This is really great. This is the best time to actually use machine learning in real world life. So go ahead and do it. Good luck with that. Data science is here to stay, and it's an amazing tool if you can use that properly. Thank you for watching this course and this episode.